Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm sorry, I know the hour is late, but there's a couple of things on my heart, and I've got to say them. A good friend from Westmoreland County, he talked a little bit about the tax, the so-called sin tax, and I know a lot of people don't have a problem with the sin tax. They think, yeah, so what? You know, put a tax on smokers, it doesn't hurt anybody. But the truth is, this tax is highly regressive, and it hurts poor people disproportionately. I'm surprised. I would hope that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle would be against that. And I've heard it said that it's all about the children, and if we don't enact this tax, they're going to close the schools, and they're going to lay off teachers, and we're just helping the other side to help themselves. So why is it that we never seem to talk about cost reductions? The solution always seems to be stick it to the taxpayer. Let's talk about costs for a minute. I looked up some of the information here. The Philadelphia School District spends $132 million per year on teacher health insurance, and they only contribute $288,000. While the private sector average is about 30%, they're paying less than 1%. Now, they may have had some givebacks more recently than this data. I concede that. But nearly 400 employees make over $100,000 a year in salary alone. $50 million alone just for those 400 employees. It's a lot of money. Paying all those high salaries, if we were in the private sector, we'd say, well shouldn't we expect some superlative results for all that high pay? Yet their 4-year graduation rate is 20 percentage points below the state average. And only 38% of 11th graders in 2012 were at or above proficiency. That's dismal, my friends. That's dismal. When the state average is 60%. Yet we're asking for more taxes to reward these dismal results. It's a failing system. And regardless of their performance, these employees receive their automatic step increases, their pay increase. Now, it's my understanding that they're negotiating a contract right now, and I hope there's some salary decreases in there, but very least I hope they'll include a freeze. But my point is we shouldn't be rewarding mediocre performance in educating our children. 200,000 kids doomed to a system that's not working. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, he's against Philadelphia. No, I'm not. I'm for 200,000 kids. I'm an educator too, and I've worked with kids, young kids, most of my adult life. And I know how important it is that they get a good education. And I know when they're stuck in a bad system, it's a bad deal. And we shouldn't keep rewarding that system with more money. Now, I know there's good people on both sides of this. I know my colleagues from Philadelphia are going to get up and say the opposite. And I know I empathize with you. But we have different backgrounds, and we come at this differently. Even as educators, we look at this differently. And we each have to do what's right in our own heart for those kids. And you may see it differently than I do. I'm sure you do. So I'm not against Philadelphia, and I'm not against your kids. I'm for them. I want to help them. I want to help them by changing the system, not rewarding the same system we're in. So there's an old saying, to know what is right and not do it is the worst form of cowardice. I just say, I've got to do what's right in my mind. I encourage you to vote no on this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.